Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, the penultimate episode for Season 5. This is episode number 21, The Force of Gravity. Okay, the next episode is indeed the final episode, and it's going to be called The End. So, Marvel's Inhumans... Oh, I forgot to actually jump onto my main page so I can see if somebody's talking to me. Yep. All the way up top. Okay, good. And... Okay, cool. So, anyway, Marvel's Inhumans have been officially canceled today, same day that this episode was released. That's, yeah, duh. But officially canceled, which is understandable. They also say that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is up in the air. It shouldn't be. There should be absolutely no question about it that it's going to continue. I mean, come on. I mean, if they don't have any more episodes to air, like if they don't have any more stories to tell, okay, fine, I get it. Excuse me, I never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine or whatever that show is, but I heard it was really good. It also was just canceled with 5 seasons into it, so it wouldn't completely shock me. 5 seasons is pretty good, you know, but yeah, I love this show, man. I don't want this to go anywhere. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. So no more Inhumans. We're still going to try and find out about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sure that next week we'll know for certain. Anyway, this episode, wow, a lot happened, man. Like, this really felt like it was going to be one of those hour-and-a-half long episodes because so much happened. So we again meet Daddy Cassius, and he's hanging out with Agent Johnson, Daisy Johnson, in her brain at least. He said it was a neutral ground, and he wasn't joking. So we know that her powers undeniably reside with her body, not in her mind. We remember this from the framework, right? So once again, we're inside of her mind, so she has no powers. But yet somehow she's like, okay, well, you just actually told me the answer. So all I got to do is really focus on what's up. And she does, and eventually she's able to gather up enough strength of self-will to break that thing on her forehead. Nice. I like that. That was a good play. So we don't know where Cassius actually is, probably back in his home world or whatever, but yeah, that's not that important. But she got to actually meet him. I'm sure that's gonna have something to do with something in the future, because we just had all of that crazy stuff. I might be able to get to that at a different time. Saying Kutub, sorry. Saying Quad, sorry, saying Kutub. But this one's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., sorry. So we get to see that. Centipede, they have just enough. They have the one centipede and just enough a dose of Daisy's mom, basically. It's just so freaking to think about. But no worries, brother. So they have just enough to help save Coulson or to stop Talbot and save the world, Graviton. So this is an interesting juxtaposition, because when things get pushed together, what we see is that Talbot right now is probably going to be that breaker of worlds. You know what I'm saying? Daisy's going to get blamed for it, but Talbot will be the main force behind it. And he's talking to that little girl who sees in the future, the little Inhuman, talking about, hey, so did you see me pull up something from the Earth? Okay, where was it? That's interesting. So it's like he's skipping ahead. You know what I'm saying? By asking, where do I pull it up? So is that it's like a weird time loop, right? And they are in the time loop. We know that, but that's a weird time loop that he's depending on the person who sees the future to know what he's supposed to do in the future. Anyway, I'm not going to think too much about that. That's my opinion. So, the interesting part is that Fitz was talking about with Gemma, hey, if we were to really double down, and, you know, we're thinking that we're supposed to stay away from what Yo-Yo predicted. You know, what Yo-Yo had seen from her future self, what she heard. If we were to double down, instead of try to save Coulson, actually save Coulson. Now that's ballsy. That really is, you know? It's like, dude, that's definitely not the safe bet. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see, stop this knucklehead. And you know what's funny? Is I get the distinct feeling that Graviton is going to be one of those people who just disappears into paper mache, like burnt wood. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling that's what's going to wind up happening to him anyway. So maybe saving Coulson would be the interesting idea, because again, they said, oh, we tried so hard to save Coulson and we shouldn't have. We should have just let him die. But Coulson never made it to there. So, and they said they failed anyway. That's like a really tough one. That's a really tough one. And since that little girl isn't talking to them, she'll talk to frickin' Talbot apparently, but she won't talk to these guys. Come on, man. Wake up, little girl. So, oh, jeez. When Talbot absorbed the Absorbing Man, that was something else, right? So, he goes up to Talbot. Talbot goes up to Crusher Creel, and it's like, okay, so listen, you come up to me, and I'm thinking the whole time, dude, don't betray him. Don't do something like that, man. Don't turn around and talk about, let me absorb you. I don't know why he's got to keep on absorbing people. That doesn't make any sense to me. What's he absorbing people for? I need more fuel. What? You control gravity or don't control gravity? There's a ship that was sitting up in the middle of the space for a really long time, like a barge, held up by gravitonium. I didn't see the gravitonium sucking people up, like, I need to recharge. No, there was none of that. So what's going on? Mac. Dude, I loves me some Mac. But I think that he's been without his shotgun axe for so long, turning it over to Coulson before. That was such a funny episode. That he's gotten on a high horse at this point. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to just grapple the shotgun axe again and just go back to being Mac. Because he started to get really preachy in the past 2 episodes, and in this episode, he was seriously on a high horse, and I don't like this version of Mac. You want to be a leader, that's fine, but a condescending a-hole? Dude, sorry. You're not Rocket Raccoon. You're just being a condescending a-hole. So, him talking down to Fitz, like even in the previous episode, you got to determine what kind of man you're going to be. Shut up, man. Shut up what kind of man he's going to be. How about who he's going to be? The guy who's still stuck in his brain from the what do you call it? I just said it, the Matrix, the framework. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be that guy or this guy? Maybe he has to be a combination of both. But sitting here suggesting you got to figure out what kind of man you're going to be. What? Come on, man. Aren't we so in this 2018? Aren't we kind of beyond that? So when he I let it go. I'm just like whatever. But then in this episode, with his constant condemnation of Yo-Yo, his girl, who he's tight with, you know what I'm saying? And then she turns around and she says, you have an amazing capacity to forgive people. Like, she looked like such a whipped dog in this. I didn't like that at all. She looked like she was just beaten and just like, if Mac doesn't approve of me, I'll never be a complete woman. Dude, not cool. Not cool. So when she looks at him and says, you have this amazing capacity to forgive people. And then he starts walking away. It's like, okay, well, we still got a job to do. And she says, we might have to take the job to a terminal end. We may have to kill Talbot. He turns around and looks at her, and this was the thing that just made me, I dropped off. I'm like, dude, I'm done with Mac. Mac needs to determine what kind of man he's going to be. Turns around and says, what is it? Not only I'll be the one to make that decision, but I'll be the one to basically pull the trigger. So, her deciding spur of the moment based on all of the knowledge and maybe even some hurt. She denies that there was any hurt, and she explained it away pretty well. But I would even give her that even if she was coming from a place of hurt, to have killed Ruby. All of that is unacceptable to you, right, Mac? But you turning around and premeditatively thinking I'm going to be the one to do this if we do it, not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Sorry, dude. I've seen those kinds of Christians. Those kinds of Christians don't get too far in their culture. All right? Unacceptable. Not cool. Premeditative murder. Never acceptable. Never forgiven. Just it's not. You can't say, you could say, Jesus, forgive me for what I've done, but you can't turn around and talk about, Jesus, forgive me for what I'm about to do. What? Man, get to stepping with that nonsense, with that weak crap. So, yeah, Mac's on a really high horse. Dude needs to come down. So, Talbot going to his family. That was freaky. That was freaky. He's going up there like, I knew he was going to put his wife up against the wall. We knew it was going to happen. I'm half expecting him to crush her right in front of her son. Like, oh my God, please don't let that happen. I had a feeling it wouldn't happen, but yeah, he brought up the whole, you betrayed me, you must comply, you remember that. She could have explained herself a little bit better, but I guess I understand that she was afraid. You know what I'm saying? But like her son really pulled off that whole fear thing. When he came out and he was like, you're the bad guy, I've kind of wanted to also see Mom come out trying to pull him away. I guess that would have just added too much to the story because Talbot would have turned his rage on her also, but I just feel like that's one little part of the story. I wish that they would have just added an extra minute of story to this episode, just because. Like, Mom is not going to stay in there and just, okay, my son's out there yelling at Dad. I'm sure everything's going to be okay with this guy who just went completely loco en la cabeza. Everything will be fine, right? It's not the way it works. Mom would have been out there talking about, just come inside, little Johnny, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? He looks like a little Johnny. So, dude, and I gotta wrap it up with that kiss, man. Look, Fitz-Simons may be the talk of the town, but right now, the king of the roost is Coulson and Agent May. When he just turns around, he like throws up that holographic Captain America shield and just plants one right on Agent May. I'm sitting the whole time like, and that ain't no LMD. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, that's what I'm talking about. So he just like planted one right on her and says, I knew that would shut you up. Dude, Agent Coulson went from a level 8 or a level 10 or whatever to like level 30. You know, his machismo was over 9,000. I'm just saying, that was awesome. Yeah, he turned around and was like, not a word out of you, Agent May or Agent Daisy, Agent Johnson. You know, say not a word out of you. And she's like, all right, Commander Hot Lips or whatever she said. That was awesome. That was awesome. All that, like, you're waiting for that the whole time. The problem is then he turns around and he's actually laying there dying. That wound that he suffered, maybe there was poison inside that one dude's claw, his weapon, and that's what's getting him. Or maybe just the necrotic tissue has gone so far that, much like HIV or something, he got that cut and it wasn't going to heal. You know what I'm saying at this point? It's just like a hemophiliac. It just, kept on going, wasn't going to clot. But later, when you actually see the necrosis going through his veins, when he's laying there, that was pretty messed up. It's like, dude, Coulson's going to die again, and you don't want to go back to Tahiti, magical place or otherwise. So, yeah, this was one heck of an episode, man. No joke. Like, there was so much in here. So the next episode is the final episode. It's going to be called The End, episode number 22. Hoping it's going to be longer than just the regular episode, but whatever it is, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to review it, and I'm probably going to love it. So anyway, all that taken into consideration, let me just finish off with what's here. What's your opinion? What do you think about the recent controversy on Antarctic comics? I don't actually know what's going on with Antarctic comics, and I think I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up and see exactly what that's all about, and then get back to me on any other video, and or even in the comments section to this, after the video is no longer live. And I'll see what's up with that saying. Alright, so that's going to be it for me, guys. Till next Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. Oh, yeah, also got some good stuff coming up. I think we're going to make a Graviton Explained in a minute, and I'm going to try and put that out on Tuesday because he's such an awesome character. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I've got some time to actually do some regular stuff. But tonight, tomorrow exactly 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, 3:15 in the a.m., I'm going to have Bill Foster explained in a minute. Actually, 10 things about Bill Foster explained in a minute, which is actually about a minute and a half or whatever. But, yes, so the Black Goliath character who you saw in the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer, that's coming out in just literally 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then at about 7 o'clock in the morning, I think I've got it set for, I've got a Mother's Day episode. I know it's a day early, deal with it. A Mother's Day episode for Spotlight on Story. And it's going to be Spider-Woman, her pregnancy storyline, which is just a totally awesome storyline. Alright, that's going to be it for me, guys. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.